just like to say thank you so much for each of you that came out today on a beautiful day that we have. I'd like to take just a moment to recognize my daughter and wife, Rachel and Kimberly. Rachel just flew in this week from Germany. And my mother and father-in-law, Bobby and Donna, sitting next between Rachel. And just again, so many friends and family. It's just great to see everybody here today. And today I'm going to take you down, well, let me backtrack a little bit. I was watching a little bit of YouTube last week, and I could not help but keep watching different things of Christmas commercials from the 70s and the 80s, and toys of the 60s and the 70s, and just different traditions that we have, that we grew up with. And I got to thinking, sometimes I feel like the Christmas season comes and goes. We're so caught up in the hustle and the bustle and the Black Fridays and the Cyber Mondays and I think we've been celebrating Black Friday, since October? But what I want to do today is just take a few minutes just to play some of my favorite Christmas pieces that, most of the songs you'll recognize. I'll say a few words about some of them. Also, kind of like to have a little bit of fun on one of the things. So, we all look forward to Christmas and gifts and presents, and as kids, I'm sure that was an extra special time. I'm going to read off a few, throughout the program today, just a few of the popular gifts that were in different decades. I'm going to read off 5 of them, and just any guess to have you all tell me what decade you thought that was in from. The Slinky, the Magic 8-Ball, Tonka trucks, Little Golden Books, and Tinker Toys. 1940s. Yes. I can say that I had 3 out of 5 of those, so I think my parents must have liked some of those gifts from the 40s. So, the 50s, we had Mr. Potato Head, which was the original version using real potatoes. The hula hoop, the Barbie doll, iconic, launched in 1959. Play-Doh, which was a wallpaper cleaner, became a beloved toy. And Silly Putty. Those were just some of the popular gifts in the 50s. So, anyway, I'll read off a few more of them in a little while, but anyway, as you kind of think about, Christmas and some of the things of the past, maybe you had a favorite memory or something with your family or friends that was special. So I just kind of want you to just take this time to enjoy that opportunity to just kind of close the eyes if you feel like it and reflect on just some of those special memories of the past. know, I grew up in Wyoming, and of course, typically we always had the evergreen trees. And then one year, I was probably 5th grade, my mom said, "Why don't we do a sagebrush tree?" How many of you have all had a sagebrush tree? Well, we actually had a fun tradition of doing sagebrush trees. There's a pasture behind my grandmother's house that actually had very tall sagebrush, and so we would find the tallest one we could find, and then we'd cut a lot of smaller pieces and fill that in, and kind of get it situated in a 5-gallon bucket of dirt or sand, and house smelled very, very good, I'll be honest. One of my memories one year had Christmas music playing on the radio. It was a beautiful thing. The lights were all ready to start putting up, and the tree fell over and dumped sand all over this carpet. So all of a sudden I lost my Christmas joy for a bit, but again, it was one of those fun memories of, decorating the tree and spending time with family. All right, I'm going to read off a few more gifts. Take a guess on when these came out. The Easy Bake Oven, G.I. Joe action figures, Etch-a-Sketch, Hot Wheels, Rock'em Sock'em Robots. 60s, yeah. A Pet Rock, Star Wars action figures, Atari 2600, Stretch Armstrong, Light Bright. 70s, yeah. Anyway, it was kind of fun watching these commercials, just saying like, oh yeah, I forgot about a lot of those toys. So anyway, I'm going to play a few Christmas songs now that are more the traditional songs that you're relating to, and as I play them, just kind of think about those times when you've heard that music that is special and meaningful. You probably recognize the first song is O Come Emmanuel, one of those beautiful melodic pieces with the minor key in E minor. And the second piece was along in the Advent season also, In Silence They Wait. And it was just basically a picture of the shepherds and those awaiting the birth of the Christ child. I have a few more gifts to discuss. In the 1980s, we had the Rubik's Cube, the Cabbage Patch Kids, the Transformer robots, the Nintendo Entertainment System, and this is one I don't remember, the Teddy Ruxpin? Okay. So I guess it's a storytelling bear from the 1985 time frame. So anyway, that was one that was kind of unique. And then the 1990s, one that I hadn't seen, the Tamagotchi, a virtual pet craze, the Tickle Me Elmo, which, by the way, I credit Tickle Me Elmo for my marriage. That was the one gift that my wife wanted, and I sat there probably 3 hours of lines at Toys R Us trying to find one. We still have it, but it makes an evil laugh now, so I'm not sure what the reason is. Maybe it needs a better battery, but anyway. We had the Furby Interactive Pets, and then the Game Boy, another Nintendo handheld gaming. So, how many of you remember all those toys? And I was kind of curious. I meant to ask this earlier. You know, I mentioned the Slinky, the Tonka trucks, the Golden Books, and the Tinker Toys. Most of you thought it was the 50s or 60s. How many of you actually received any of those gifts? You know, through any time as a kid? We probably asked who didn't receive some of those gifts, because it seemed like they were pretty popular. And also, I told Matt I would kind of bring up something. We were downstairs talking earlier, and I told us about some of these old YouTube videos and commercials and things, and he said, well, I found Kmart music. You can find that on YouTube. So if you need Kmart music and you need to hear some good stuff, it's out there. So, anyway, it was Christmas music for Kmart. Interesting. I'm not sure if they had a blue light special in the middle of it to interrupt between songs, but anyway. But yeah, if you haven't had a chance to go out and look at some of these old YouTube commercials, they're kind of fun to watch. if you have a blue hymnal in your front of you, there's a song on page 99 called My Tribute. Some of you have heard me play this song before, and others this may be the first time, but it's one of those that just talks about to God be the glory. And I feel like, we just came out of the Thanksgiving season and a lot of things to be thankful for. And that's one of the songs that just seems to be an inspiration of, giving appropriate praise and thanks for just the many blessings we have in life. Material, with friends, family, our faith, all those different things. So anyway, that'll be the next piece I'll play. And just want you to sit back and enjoy it and just take that time to reflect on those things that you're thankful for. Okay, I think we need to sing Silent Night. Would anybody like to join in as I play? We'll just sing it through twice, just Silent Night, and just kind of, I know it's not quite dark out, and got a lot of bright lights on, but it's one of those special songs that I think we all probably remember way, way back, probably one of the first songs at Christmas. So anyway, please join me in that, and then I'll play a few more songs, and then I'll conclude with O Holy Night.
Thank you so much, Tom, for sharing your gift and your talents with us. We are blessed.
Well, yeah, thank you so much for showing up. It's always easier to have at least one or two people out there now. Seriously, it's great to have everybody here. Thank you again.
Thank you all for being here today. I'd like to make sure that you remember that we're going downstairs for some sweet treats and fellowship with our friends together. If no one has invited you before, you are invited to step into the sanctuary any Sunday morning at 11 o'clock and join us in worship. You're also invited Christmas Eve at 4 p.m. for our Christmas Eve service. May God be with you until we meet again. Amen.